Welcome to CC Fashion. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful senator blazer and its two-piece suit sleeves. As you watch, notice how I made this elusive button overlap on the suit sleeve. Please don't forget to share this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the like button. This will motivate me to create more content on blazers making. Thank you very much for being there. All you need to do is to make your work perfect. As you can see, this is so beautiful. It all came about the hard work that I put in to choose the correct lining fabric for this outfit, and this is so wonderful. At the end of the day, I felt so satisfied with the outcome that I had. Now look at the suits. It's really coming out beautiful. What I did was just to cut the clothes in a way that it looks like a senator, but it is not really a senator. The front part of it is like a suit, and the back part has a normal senator bodies. And after that, all I did to do is just to put an interfacing on it. I had to cut the interfacing that is very good. I used a good material on that, and it gave me the structure that I needed. And there are a lot of things going on inside a beautiful cloth that you may not see. I had to cut the facing for the front part of it, and this facing was also put on with interface. This gave the much structure that is needed on it. I had to put up my best to make this beautiful outfit here. And when I cut the facing, I had to make sure that it is not as long as the front part of it, since I will be hemming the front part and the back part of it to come up to reach where I really want it to be. Thereafter, I had to cut the lining for the front and make sure that the lining overlaps the facing by 1 inch. So it really required a great effort to figure this out. If you have not been into suit making, you may not understand what I'm trying to say, but people who have been making suit will really grasp what I'm saying. Very soon I'll be uploading a video on my suit making. It's going to be an end-to-end tutorial, step by step, that when you follow through it, you can make it. I also cut the lining for the back part of it. Now look at the lining, it's really beautiful. Then I move ahead to cut the sleeves. I made a two-piece suit sleeve. That is the upper part of the sleeve, and as you can see, I'm still trimming off some interfacing that I use on the sleeves. Honestly, I took the time to make this outfit, and I cut the upper part of it and the lower part of the sleeve. That's the smaller part of the sleeve and the bigger part of the sleeve. Honestly, the vibe it gave me after making this outfit, I was so excited. This outfit was not really to make money out of it. It was just a fun and a challenge. Since I've not been making something like this, I had to accept this and make it. And I cut lining for each of the pieces of this clothes. I cut lining for the sleeve, and I made sure that the lining is a little bit shorter than the real sleeve, so that when I'm hemming it, it will not be popping out. It will give me what I really wanted. Now you can see the two-piece sleeves. It's in fact just wonderful. I really won't stop talking about the lining. I chose the lining fabric carefully. It was a costly one indeed. I went over to cut the trousers, the back parts of it and the front parts of it. As you can see, those who are in fashion will understand what I'm doing here. That is the back parts, two pieces, and the front part of it, also two pieces. And if you are good in drafting, you'll notice that when you finish drafting, it will come out beautifully well. Then I went over to the machine after cutting all my pattern pieces and my fabric. I had to move over to the machine to join them. accordingly. I have already joined the bodies to some extent, and I have worked out to join other things. Now it's time for me to join the sleeve. I felt you should learn something about this. If you notice, I have already iron out the hem part of the sleeve, and what I'm going to do is to join the bigger part of the sleeve to the smaller part of the sleeve. Now look at it, it's going to be a ½ inch because I have already created a ½ inch on it. Now notice I started from where I have my sleeve overlap, and I started from there to join the sleeve, matching the crease lines, the hemming allowance together. I had to join by 0.5 inches, and if you look at it carefully, I have made everything to be equal. While putting it on the machine to sew, I took my time to sew in such a way that it will come out beautiful. It's not very nice to be sewing and loosening. That is not professional. When you're stitching, make sure that your stitches are beautiful. When you stitch up to the, let's say, like 3 inches away from the full length of the cloth, not the hemming allowance, I mean the full length, where you have your button overlap, the space that you created for the button overlap. When it's up to 3 inches, you pause. As you can see, I had to pause and lift up my footer, then turn the fabric to the direction of like moving out of the fabric of the outfit a little. I made some step stitches, then raise the footer again. I'm going to run the stitches downwards, and by so doing, I create a little box that will serve as my sleeve button overlap. This is just an elusive button overlap. If you have been making suit, you understand what I'm saying. Then when I get to my full length, you can see the crease line that I created when I folded my hemming allowance. I had to allow it to be a little step downward. Then I return the footer just as I did in the first instance and run down my stitches just as you can see. And in doing so, it gave me this beautiful structure that you can see. You can see how the line goes. It comes down from the upper part of it and then moves down to my sleeve overlap, and then I return it back in a kind of a little curve. Then after that, I had to notch my outfit. Now look at it, I notched it carefully above the line that I created. Why the notch? It is not everything that I'm going to push towards one side. I'll just push parts of it towards one side while ironing it, and the other part of it, the upper part of it, I have to iron it open the way it is. Remember, this is not just a tutorial, but you can still learn a lesson from here. Now while ironing it, I'll iron it in such a way that you know the the sleeve will just fall towards the upper part of the sleeve. As you can see, it's the upper part of the sleeve that I added some stay for firmness. I mean some interface, that's hairstay. Then thereafter I had to iron it and it came out so beautiful. Now look at that. Can you see that overlap? It is indeed an illusion. The overlap is not very deep, but it gives us that vibe that there is a button overlap. Look at it carefully. That is what I was trying to talk of. And after that, you have to return back your hemming allowance by folding it again and ironing it while that button overlap remains. And the overlap is really closed, it is not open. That's why I'm calling it an illusion button overlap. Thereafter, that's what I had as the outcome. Honestly, I couldn't feel all the process that I took, but be rest assured that once I started tutorials on suit making, I'll take my time to explain everything. Thank you very much for being there for me. Honestly, this outfit was giving. All I had to do is to put the outfits on good ironing. and it gave me what I really wanted. So thank you guys, thank you for being there. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and let me have your thoughts below. Thank you for being there. Bye bye for now while I wrap my outfit.